Alongside the DJI Avatar release was the Goggles 2, and these are probably the most important part of that release for the FPV community. Now we're going to dig into some of the things about those specific goggles in terms of what they do currently and what they may do in the future, because we as a community might be left out to dry. So first, let's have a look at the DJI Avatar, and we can see here it's a Cinewhoop style drone, which is as per all the leaks, and now the goggles have been released. The goggles in themselves are actually a really nice product in terms of their features with micro OLED screens and the capability to do 1080p at a 100Hz refresh rate with large diopter adjustments. And these are probably what a lot of pilots have been asking for in terms of the DJI goggles, to be a lot smaller and a lot lighter, and therefore a lot more comfortable. But there is a bit of a catch. When we go to the Get FPV listing to pre-order the Goggles 2, we can see $569, but interestingly enough, we go down here and see that the Goggles 2 are not backwards compatible with the existing Air Unit or Vista. And this is when someone has taken to Twitter and just asked DJI straight out what is going to be happening. But in the reply tweet from DJI support, they did say they are going to be supported in the future and just check for firmware updates to see when they're available. Now, for me, this should be alarming. Now, it's alarming because a feature currently doesn't exist, and we've also got the new O3 Air unit coming. But my problem with this is, when will it happen? It's going to be a major piece of work to make these backwards compatible. The other side of that is, in the Rotor Riot video, it was mentioned that DJI are listening to community feedback to determine whether or not they implement that specific feature. So in my mind, DJI is a business who run off-planned obsolescence, where they simply just do what they want and expect you to buy their new product, buy their new drone if you want the increased functionality that the new one has over the old one, even though the hardware is perfectly capable of it. They want you to buy their new product. So I believe that it is unlikely that they're actually going to do it, and it is just a gimmick to be saying that they're going to listen to community feedback. The thing that really annoys me is DJI know these are things that the community wants. Like, are they really so out of touch with the community and out of touch with their customer base that they don't know that we want backwards compatibility with our existing hardware? They do. And if they don't, that is completely naive, and you'd be questioning who is actually running that company. But the truth is, they do know it. They do know that information, and they're going to make a business decision to go, well, what is actually going to allow us to sell more product? And their business model is about selling new hardware to their existing customer base whilst attracting new customers. That's what they've done for years, and that's not going to change. So DJI saying that they're going to listen to community feedback, I think it's just to win trust and hope that you actually go ahead and invest into the new goggles, because yeah, backwards compatibility is coming. And then if it doesn't, what ends up happening? Oh, that product feature could still be months in development. So whilst you're waiting for that, what are you likely going to do? You're either going to fly your old goggles and then you're going to have your new $500 goggles sitting on the shelf. No, you're going to go ahead and you're going to buy a new Air unit when it comes out, and you're going to put it in a build. Oh, and then you're going to have a crash and you might want to do a new build. So you're going to keep buying new Air units, and all of a sudden they're promising it's going to come. Oh yeah, it'll be a few more months. We're working on it. And then it never comes. And lo and behold, you've been suckered into the hope, all the while buying their brand new products and them getting what they want. This would be a new low from a company to promise a feature, not deliver it, and have customers then invest into the new system in the hope that their previous stuff will be compatible. But I just don't see it happening. And I do hope they do it, because I've got a whole bunch of Vistas and Air units and builds that I would buy the new goggles for. But until I can buy those goggles, update the firmware, and they are backwards compatible, I'm just going to keep flying the existing stuff that I've got. Well, that's my little rant for tonight. I'm Darren from Everything Micro FPV. Until next time, don't forget to send it.